How do you do?
We'll hit him with the little hand wave, the little how do you do hand wave action there. Hi Lucy Wolf, gosh, razor sharp shark teeth in your mouth, you silly girl. Alright. I know nobody's here yet live, but this is for the future people who come back and watch the video. So anyway,
Good day.
what up, what up? Oh, good day, sir. What up, what up? Welcome in, welcome to the video. Do an outfit tutorial stream for the people that have been asking for it, and for anybody in the future who wants to dress like Ghost or an old western ghost. Maybe it'll give you some tips, some tricks, and some ideas on how to make yourself look like a pretty cool, like, old western badass assassin. While we also kind of build an outfit that would make sense historically and protection-wise. Because, as we all knew, gang members like Arthur, outlaws and stuff like that, they wouldn't have, you know, really known the value of like protection against like bloodborne pathogens and stuff like that, because they wouldn't have been thinking about it. However, you know, certain groups like bounty hunters and, you know, assassins and stuff like that, they would have a better idea of that kind of stuff. Within the limits of the time period, of course, but I figured a good place to do that would be down here in Saint Denis, because the wardrobe has a decent lighting in it, so if it's nighttime, decent light to look at the different outfits and the different pieces.
What do you want? Are you well? Just leave me out of this, okay?
Sorry, partner. Jeez, I'm not trying to. So yeah. We are at the tailor shop, so I'm just walking there. Start taking apart some of the outfits. I also wanted to come to the tailor shop and be able to like show you where they are in the catalog and stuff like that. I know I can do that with like the handheld catalog or whatever, but like I said, for the viewing purposes and stuff like that,
Welcome.
we've got decent lights in here. To be able to do that. And then also, like I said, I can kind of show you just like really where to get it all from. Catalog.
Oh, my man, if I had $1 for every time somebody said to me,
Trying to kind of decide the best way to do it too, because we've got a couple different outfits that I can go through. Kind of start with that one as one of the more iconic ones. This one, I feel like maybe we should build a couple before we like actually get going here.
I stand behind everything I sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence.
So I've got this one, right? Got that one too, but I want to kind of make a couple more just, and I guess in making a couple more too, we can kind of, I'll just describe it as I go. Just turn the music down here, so I don't feel like I'm yelling over it.
Please, peruse at your leisure. I carry only the finest items.
Well, maybe not doing that down here would have been better to do it in the camp wardrobe, but then we'd end up having to maybe end up listening to Crips, and I don't know which is worse, a Taylor or Crips. So we got a couple spots, so
Now be sure
and I guess
to
in
check the
kind of
catalog.
doing
I'm
this one,
certain to have whatever you need.
yeah, I might leave to go to the camp. I guess in like making a couple new outfits, not new, but like in remaking some of the older ones, like I'll be able to just go through
Come back anytime.
the outfits.
Will you take that mask off? It's not Mardi Gras, you know.
Well, I tell you, the wife told me some real low fellas stole the preacher's wagon right out from under.
Hey, careful there.
Yeah, let's ride over to camp so I don't have to listen to that Taylor like talking, and I'll just show the handheld catalog where you get the stuff from. So I don't have to like stop every time the Taylor talks. For those of you who are watching in the future, feel free to fast forward until you see me in the wardrobe if you wanna cut straight to talking about the outfits and stuff like that. If you guys like it enough, you'll end up like just chucking an edit together. That's real, I don't know, basic and straightforward, just kind of tells you how to do it all, but yeah.
What's your problem?
Swing on back up to camp out in the middle of nowhere. Which is a lot more quiet, I'm not gonna worry about all that.
Smell that stew, huh? Delicious.
Wintergreen berry. I guess too, we can also just kind of start with the first outfit I made that I was like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, kind of starts with the coat, and originally it started with, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. It's a duster coat. I first started online way back when it first came out on Xbox. That was the hat that I picked. You know, you get that like 3 choices or whatever. The Stalker, the worn out Stalker one was the one that I kind of picked to go with. So that's the one that you start with, and then obviously I ended up buying like all of them to make the different versions of the outfit and stuff like that, but where is it? And it was a Lancer vest. And the pants. Bandito pants. And the boots. These worn roper boots. And here we go, the black. Here we go with the brown. I can't remember. I might have gone with the brown to begin with. The chaps were these weathered half chaps. Nope, not those. Tanned half chaps. Like so. And weapon equipment. You just don't start with any bandoliers because you're like real low level. You don't have any of that stuff unlocked yet. I'm pretty sure the gun belt I started with was like Arthur's gun belt, the one they give you kind of right out of the gate. It was like that, but offhand can either be a dead boot holster with the like silver buckles, or you can do like a or is it a rope holster in a color that kind of matches the belt as much as you can, or a dark color. Either way, I think for now we'll just stick with the dead boot. And then the gloves were these ones, the riding gloves, in the dark color. And I believe the shirt that I kind of first started with was probably one of these guys. Like, I think it was that one, honestly, but we'll just go with this one for now. So yeah, that was the first. I don't know how well the code is gonna like behave right now, but because that back right hand corner likes to like clip through the back of me. You can see it trying to do it right now. It's trying to fold in right now. But yeah, that was like the first. Rachel, what's up, Rachel? How's it going, man? We're just talking about just kind of going through some of the ghost outfits. We're talking about how I kind of started with how the whole idea really started for me. Was with this very outfit, right? Oh, there it is. Now it's clipping in. No, it's not. Now it is. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Looks funny. Looks all goofy like that. But yeah, this was it. And it's just some worn roper boots, some like tanned half chaps, gunslinger belt, dead boot offhand holster, a Lancer vest, an everyday shirt, just a regular black bandana. And that's kind of how it all started. Was with this one. You know that's my jam. Heck yeah, man. I know lots of people like doing it. I mean, shoot. Enough of us dudes that play Red Dead 2. I mean, to some degree, we're all kind of playing dress up every now and again with this. especially when you're like putting together outfits and stuff like that. And I saw a dude too that posted like or had been posting a bunch of like outfit tutorials that were like, you know, how to make your character look like period accurate and all that stuff. So got a decent amount of views. So I was like, man, there's a good audience for that. There's a good interest for it. So hopefully this will be here for people to come and watch later too, in case they want to do that. Because I know there's people also that have commented on my shorts and been like, oh, it's a sick outfit, give me a tutorial. So I mean, I did do like a couple shorts where I like showed Ghost walking in the outfit and then like named each piece and like a little text over the screen, but that's not really necessarily a tutorial. That's just like telling you what each piece is. But it is a cool idea. It is a cool idea, and a lot of us like nerds who went to school for like history or history-based things. Like, no, I didn't necessarily go for history. I think the guy that I'm referencing did, and a lot of his videos on his channel have to do with like, you know, historical things, which is really cool. I also think that this game being able to like serve as a place where you can talk about that stuff, like historical accuracy and stuff like that, is kind of a testament to the effort that went into making the game, you know what I mean? But, so yeah, this is kind of the outfit that it all started with. Because this was all I could get my hands on when I was low level. And like I said, it's just an everyday shirt, a Lancer vest, a regular old duster. Although, like I said, if you go to put this outfit on, sometimes when you go into your cinematic modes, you'll get those weird, you see the clipping happening. And sometimes it'll happen too if you start picking up enough speed while you're running with your character, or you're like doing too many motions. So I don't know what happened to the scope, but it kind of got all glitched out, and so it doesn't look great anymore, which sucks because you can make a lot of pretty cool outfits with this coat too. But yeah, anyway, hopefully some of these, like I said, doing some of this with you guys too will give you your own ideas, and you can kind of mix and match colors. You can like change it up, mix and match like pieces, kind of make your own thing if you want to, or if you want to go exactly like what I wear, you know, go for it. But so anyway, you know, we've kind of constructed how I like first kind of got the concept for like my like old Western assassin, and you know too, obviously as a like fan of all the Assassin's Creed franchises, you gotta love like a long flowy coat with like the split in the back for your legs to be able to like move freely, you know what I mean? A lot of the Assassin's Creed fans, I'm sure, love the robes and the armor and all the different things you can wear in the different Assassin's Creed franchises, so notice a couple of the coats that I do have that. So it eventually kind of evolved. Like at one point I saw a dude wearing one of these bandanas like this, and I think he has an active YouTube channel too. I ended up like finding a dude that dressed like that. I don't know, maybe it's not the same guy because maybe he just like was doing his own thing, but he had this mask on, and he was like calling himself Agent 1899, and he was like mostly modding, I think, Arthur wearing this mask, but I've seen guys online wear this mask too with different coats and stuff like that, and I always thought it was really cool because it, especially the all black one, because it gives off that like almost no face, and when you're walking at a certain pace with your character in the online, like his head kind of goes down too, so you don't really see anything in it. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It gives you that like mysterious look to your character. You're walking down the streets and all that good stuff. Then I saw a dude wearing, because for a long time the duster that Demo was wearing last night was like something that was really only available to female characters. and I think it was because originally they just took the asset from story mode, which is the duster that Sadie wears in the story, and you know, without spoiling anything, it's like towards the end she wears this duster because you guys got to go up into the mountains, go after a dude up in the mountains. But when you go with her, she's wearing a really cool looking duster that has like that. And if anybody in the future or even right now can tell me what this like feature is on the clip, because I've researched it, and even my academic nerdy ass can't like find what this is called. This like feature of this piece of clothing is called. This feature of this jacket is called. But this coat, the leather duster, has that sort of like cloaked shoulder part to it. And the other thing I'll point out about it that's really cool about this coat too is, I'll tell you in a minute, but this cloaked aspect to it, the thing that sits on top of it, like I can't figure out what it's called. Like I've tried to research it and figure it out, and I know you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's like that piece that kind of hangs over the top of all the shoulders, and it's a very like Western coat thing to have on it. And I've got a couple other coats too that have similar like things on the top of it, but it just looks cool, and it gives a really cool like silhouette. And that second feature that I was talking about that I really enjoy about this coat is the collar. The collar is like up in the back. I also like this mask too because it gives that like it's long. It's got those like long ribbons in the back that it ties together. So it just, to me, it looks cool. It's like sitting over the top of the collar of the coat like that. But so anyway, the collar is up, and it's up like mostly on that one on the right side there. Like, but then it's a little bit down on the left side. I think that's cool because it just kind of adds a bit of like realism to the coat. It makes it look, you know, kind of real. Like it's like actually some type of leather material. It doesn't necessarily have like a rigid shape, like, so it's cool. And that's kind of how the outfit was for a while. It was just like this, really. And then I'd had the cartilage gloves that I wear now all the time for a while from like the old Halloween pass. Go here and put them on real quick. And I used to just walk around like that too. And kind of all fit together, and it was really cool looking. And then I also noticed at some point too, this, you know, sort of like ghoulish type look with like the cartilage and stuff, like the cartilage gloves and stuff like that. And then the Fallout show came out too, you know what I mean? So there was then also an old Western character that had a sort of, you know, worn out leather duster like this, and he carried a sort of like big repeating type shotgun on his back. I don't have it on my horse, it's in the weapon locker, but repeating shotgun, and his like mini nuke revolver there. So I saw some similarities in that too, and I kind of like dressed this outfit up a little bit to be similar to that. Except I kind of wanted to make it more like, I don't know, like period accurate, or look more like the Ghoul's outfit. So I went and just did like regular gloves, and by regular I mean went for like the ranch glove or the range gloves. And I kind of went with like the worn out browned leather look for it, just to kind of fit with all that stuff. And for the sort of ghoul from Fallout look, did a bandolier too. I did one across the top, just one singular one. Just did that one, and I always try to match the hardware too, so everything is like silver hardware. There's much of the pronounced hardware is silver anyway, like the button on that little pouch there, the buckles on the holsters, and the buckles on the like leather straps that hold the half chaps together. Tried to make sure that those were like, you know, a steel or like a silver color or an iron color. It's a little bit hard to see them because they're so tiny, but so that for a while was the look, was this, and with maybe just like a darker shirt underneath too. But and I made a whole bunch of like edits like that, and because this was like my, you know, it was like, it's like the character that I'm writing, you know what I mean? It was like an old Western assassin character. You know, lots of different like names for assassins and stuff like that, and Ghost is very representative of a lot of different things too. You know, touch on some of the reasons why I picked that name for the channel is so many different reasons, but the sort of the poetic like nature of it, of being a living ghost walking around, and sort of that, like, you know, the ties that it has to being an assassin and all that stuff too. So like I said, for a while this was the fit, this was the fit, and I did like a couple edits and stuff like that, and then eventually I was like, you know, it would be really cool too is just to make like sort of cleaner version of this, because, you know, this is like got all the worn pieces, and that usually back then was kind of more or less my style. Was like the worn out stuff, because it just kind of fit with the time period for me, like wearing the worn out stuff, you know what I mean? A guy that spends most of his time out on the road would have his jacket all kind of worn out by the sun, worn out from moving in it all the time, worn out from getting rain and snow on it and all that good stuff. And not having a dryer to be able to put it in, like, to dry it. You have to just leave it out, which would also give it a little bit of sun damage too over time. So this was, for a while, like I said, this was the sort of period accurate, like old Western assassin outfit that I wore, with, like I said, maybe just a darker shirt underneath, and from time to time I would kind of switch out the bandanas, just because, I don't know, I also like the look of the other bandana as well too. Here, let's go to shirts and I'm going to put a darker one on underneath while I do these next couple outfits. And something too to consider that I think is really cool feature that they do, and let me put on the correct gloves so you can see what I'm talking about. So go with gloves that don't have cuffs, like those range gloves you saw when I didn't have the jacket on. They got like these like little leather cuffs that go up, right? These ones, the riding gloves don't. They're right up to your wrist. They're almost like modern driving gloves, like what a driver would wear. Although I don't, you know, a lot of modern race car driving gloves are built probably for, you know, with like fireproof and a little bit of padding, and also to moisture wicking and all that crap in there for driving for long periods of time and all that stuff. But you know the ones I'm talking about, like those old school like leather like limousine driver gloves or whatever. I don't know, chauffeur driving gloves, but these riding gloves don't have, and they're called riding gloves, right? So they got that little, no cuff on them. It just comes right up to the wrist. And I liked wearing those with most any coat, because with them and like lighter white shirt underneath them. See if he'll do it when he smokes a cig. Oh, this coat's too big. You can see it when he puts this thing up, but when he puts his arm up. But here, let me grab another coat so I can show you what I'm talking about. The best example is sort of a little bit too fancy for the outfit I'm wearing, but this coat kind of goes with another outfit I'll talk about later, but I'll show you what I mean. You can kind of see, oh, it's It's not doing it now. But anyway, sometimes like the white cuffs of your shirt will come out the end of the coat. And it looks cool. I don't know. Looks cool to me. It's a realistic thing that happens too when you like wear clothing sometimes. Those are like sort of the little dumb, small, but add to the bigger picture details, I think, like of most outfits when you build stuff, or when you put together outfits. I don't want to say build stuff, that sounds goofy, but when you put outfits together. So anyway, I'll go back to the leather duster thing here. Oop. Eventually, like I said, I wanted to put together like a more kind of clean outfit, and there's a few different ones that evolve from that base one I was just kind of showing you guys. So if we go get the all black jacket, and I can just show you if we go up to the outfits actually. So I wanted to have initially what I wanted to do was create an outfit that was like this, that was like a little bit more clean but still period accurate looking, and you know what an actual assassin would wear too, because the thing is that like an assassin from this time period would have certain like specific parts of his clothing be a certain way for certain reasons. Like you'll notice too, like a lot of the outfits that even I wear like on a regular basis don't have spurs. Like I usually don't wear outfits that have spurs. They look cool and they sound cool when you're walking, but that's part of the problem as an assassin. Like you don't want your steps to make noise, and any good assassin knows that. And luckily enough for us, like immersive nerds that like to do stuff like that and like make outfits and shit, like it does. Like, so you can hear me walking right now. They're just regular steps. There's no metal spurs kind of jingling underneath my steps. But if I go put some on, you'll hear it. You'll hear them. And like I said, I have a bunch of spurs, and they're all really nice, and some of them are even fancy as heck looking, like these ones, but you can kind of hear them while I'm running here. Yeah, sort of like that little metal jingle. And then again, too, if I were to go walking on wood or even something hard, let me see if we can find like a nice, just straight stone. Yeah, like a stone surface. So yeah, you can hear the spurs jingling, you know what I mean? Awesome detail. Awesome detail that they added to the game. Like super, like that's so crazy. You know what I mean? Like what game thinks of that? Like when you're not wearing these things, they don't obviously make any noise because you're not wearing them, but like how cool that they did that. And again, when you're making like an assassin character, you don't want them to have any like noise to their steps. And so the other thing is, my specific character, the one that I've been writing forever, is a Native American character too. So he also, I've got these fancy plated boots on because they look cool, right? And they kind of fit the time period and the whole like cowboy look and all that stuff. But I have shoes, and again, this is another detail like that I feel like I really got. That's cool. I didn't realize the spurs make noise. Oh yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, and I kind of almost want to go to a town or a place where there's like I said, like planks that I could walk on, or like even the cobblestone that I could walk on, so you could like more distinctly hear the noise. But you heard it while I was walking over on the rock over there. It is really cool that they make noise. So, and again, just a small little minute details like that kind of add to this big picture thing that it shows the heart that went into the game, the little human touches, you know what I mean, that make it really cool. So but that being said too, even the boots themselves make noise, and so these boots, or the other ones that I'm wearing, the plated ones, the all black plated ones that are similar to this one, they, like all the boots that have little heels like the cowboy boots do, all of them make like hard, like knocking boot noises when you walk. All of them, all of these right here, and these are a good bunch of different types of boots. I do have shoes that don't make like any noise, like these ones right here. These ones don't make any noise. It's just like almost like walking barefoot is what it sounds like. And then these ones are also really quiet, and these ones are also really quiet. So if you're really wanting to get into, and like you've got like a native character, or you don't even, you know, you're not even trying to do a native character, whatever, you know what I mean, you can do boots like this, and then like an outfit that I made with these boots looked, and again, these are all different outfits that you might have seen me wearing in streams and stuff like that, and maybe in some of the shorts too. I don't know. I don't know what all everyone has seen of all of my content, but I'll go with these ones because they kind of match the same color palette, really, of those boots. I thought I had other pants that I thought like kind of fit better with those. But anyway, yeah, and again, I'm not really just and again too, when you're making these outfits, the other thing that I like to consider is whatever anybody wants to do. You can do it, but if you're trying to emulate some of the styles or the things of like certain time period and stuff like that, like if you do a clean outfit, do your gun belts clean too. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna do, you know what I mean, like it's got to be all the same. So anyway, put that on because this outfit has a little bit of wear to it. Gun belt, and I kind of prefer these, again, as like an assassin character. I kind of prefer these like sort of low profile looking gun belts, like the gunslinger belts or the embossed gunslinger belts. Ones that I like these, but they don't have any of their ammunition in them. Like all the gun belts, a lot of the gun belts that have little loops for sticking rounds in, like they don't ever have any of the rounds like stuck in them. Only a couple of them do. Like this belt has it all the way around, which is the only belt that I would ever wear that has them in there. But again, this one's kind of flashy for an assassin, especially like with, again, I'm gonna nerd out a little bit here real quick on this belt, but even just in looking at the material that the holster has around the outside of it, it's like a metal like plate kind of stuck over the outside of it with like the snake and the engraving on it, and the little rivets kind of put into the side of it, which again, it looks really cool, but an assassin, you'd see that, like, that would make you kind of noticeable, like especially the light reflecting off of it in the nighttime and that kind of stuff, which kind of perfect segue into me talking about the outfit that I really wanted to make, which was like the clean all black outfit. But before we do that, just to give you a taste of what these boots without heels in them sound like quickly before the storm comes in, after that thunder goes away. You can kind of hear how you don't really make too much noise, right? While you're walking with these boots on, because they don't have like that hardened heel that like a lot of cowboy boots have. So just again, another little detail to think about. Also, your gun belts and your bandoliers make noise too, so that's another thing to think about when you're making your like assassin of the Old West outfit. So to go back to that initial outfit that I was talking about. This kind of sucks because it's going to be dark, but this one. And initially, like I said, it was this all-black outfit, right? So we're going to go with boots that don't have the like little silver plating on them, even though they look really cool. It's similar, like thinking to the gun belt with the little like metal plate over the top of the holster. Like the metal would reflect light, and as an assassin, like reflecting light and being able to be seen, you don't want that. Like you definitely don't want that. So the pants, usually what I end up doing too is initially what I would do before I kind of refined it all is these multi-toned half chaps, and with the Game of the Year edition you can get these all black ones with like the silver hardware, the buttons, to kind of match the rest of it. Let me see if I can back the camera out enough to see them. Yeah. And they look really cool too. I like them. I also like the little straps at the top. They give you kind of like a little bit of like almost like a Batman look if I'm nerding out enough. But it looks cool with the little like straps kind of sticking out at the top there like that. You know, once they're all buckled and tightened in and everything. And there's some down at the bottom too. But it gave off really cool vibes. I don't know. I just liked it. I liked having those for a little while, and then eventually to kind of like further minimize the visibility, what I did was I went with no chaps, and I went with like smoother dark pants, which I should have stayed down towards the bottom there because pants are right above boots. Dummy. In the online anyway. So you go with like regular cloth pants, and then what I would do is put the pants over the boots like that, and then kind of do it like that. And that was just, again, to kind of get rid of some of those like points of light that would reflect off the boots or off of any of the chaps and stuff like that, to just add to that like assassin themed character that you just don't, you know what I mean? You don't want anything to be like reflecty and lighty and all that stuff. So ultimately what I settled on, because it is a video game, and I think a lot of that stuff doesn't 100% matter, was the one with the like the boots like that, just because it looks cool, man, and it all fits in the time period. You know what I mean? And actually tucking your pants into your boots was more of like an old western cowboy thing than it was like a modern, like person, quote unquote assassin thingy. But the look just kind of goes together really well because the texture of those boots matches the texture of those pants, which matches the texture of the coat. And then there's just a couple spots, because the pants have a little, they're kind of meant to look like chapped pants, where there's like a little bit of leather protection on the outside of them, but they're cloth. Like you can see in the crotch area that is cloth, and then like above that, and then like I said, I just went with a black shirt, that kind of short cut 6-button double-breasted vest with like the wide lapels on them, and then that. And from that initial outfit that I was showing you guys to this one was kind of born really the Red Dead Ghost. And I was like, holy crap, that's it right there. Like, that's the look that my old western assassin character would have had anyway, because I like those type of jackets. Like, that's with the that cowl part over the top of it, and all that good stuff. And I think even initially too, for a long time, I went without the bandolier, because the bandolier added that, like with having the rounds in the bandolier, it adds that like sort of visibility to it. But the thing is, when you take the bandolier off and you pay as much attention to the details of the outfits as I do, like that, the lapel of the left part of the jacket kind of clips through a little bit, and you can't see it as much on the black ones because the black kind of hides some of the clipping, which was nice. But without the bandolier to go over the cross of it, you can kind of see right on the left collar, or the lapel of the jacket there, it's sticking through. And then, you know, between wearing this outfit and then the worn out one, which was like initially my initial like main assassin look, after making this sort of clean all black version, I was just doing shorts and editing shorts and stuff like that, and
Did I ever tell you about that bank job in Tennessee?
I just thought
It was me,
of
Limpy
the
Pete,
similarities kind of between the old Western like assassin character, or even just like assassins in general, and the sort of like modern like Call of Duty Ghost, obviously characters. You know, they use he uses like utilizes a lot of blades, like the throwing knives and stuff like that. And obviously he's an operator for the like British SAS, so like he still has like modern weapon proficiency and stuff like that, really good modern weapon proficiency and stuff like that too. But he wore like the skull mask, and it was awesome for me as like a younger like teenage kid to like see that, because I had always had like a weird obsession since I was younger with death and skulls and stuff like that, and not with like in the sense that like, oh, I had a death wish or whatever, but like just in the concept of it, of like people dying and stuff like that. Because when I was real little, like really little, my grandfather died when I was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years old. So it was just like I was introduced to that concept super early, kind of learned about it like through, you know, a weird like kind of backwards like Christian-y way, like, because, you know, my parents were, and I was little too, so they were trying to be sort of sensitive about it. They were like, oh, you know, he's going to the big dance in the sky, and so that was my that was, which is not a bad metaphor, I guess, right? But and they called it a dance too, because he liked to dance. But that was sort of my first introduction to that. But anyway, I digress. And so I'd made a couple edits between the rough looking duster and then this all black one, and eventually came across, you know, that one viral like Call of Duty Ghost edit short music where it's like, you know, and he's got a couple of like iconic edits on shorts like by a bunch of different channels that like identify with the character, that, you know, like love the character, ones that like meme the crap out of the character, all kinds of different stuff. So it's like very universal character is basically kind of what I'm trying to say, is this whole like assassin-y dark like a death type character. It's a very like archetypal thing too, and you'll notice it across like different stories and narratives from like all throughout time and stuff like that. But anyway, again, I digress again. So I'd made a couple shorts using that audio with this outfit, and then with that other the other like first base outfit that I made that was like the worn out look, with like the worn bandito pants, the worn half chaps, the worn boots, the worn belt, all that stuff. And I'd made a couple edits like that, and people were like, you should do different outfits. And I'm like, I mean, I do. I have a couple different outfits. This is one of them. The other one I showed at the beginning was like my more like an original one, and then that kind of worn out one that came after it was the next one, and then this one. And then I had, like I said, I had the skull mask, and I had the cartilage gloves, the skeletal gloves, and you know, you had to, after making the edits, you couldn't not put two and two together and be like, oh, you know, it's like Ghost from the Old West. So I did. I mean, and it's a really cool, like, super iconic look, and it doesn't look bad. And I even kind of wrote the gloves into the character too in the book, so it'll be cool. I don't want to like necessarily like reveal how he gets the gloves or how he makes the gloves in the book or anything like that. I want to write it and have you guys read it and be like, "Well, that was cool." But the mask is simple, and I mean, I you know, a dude from the Old West definitely could have done that if he wanted to. Just half of, you know, a half cloth, like trimmed, sort of fitted bandana like that you just paint the skull on. And I have one that I wear for motorcycle rides that I had an artist paint it on me for it in modern times. The like half balaclava, but it all fits with the character too. It's all cool. It's all badass. And so this outfit is basically the same thing. It's the plated, relentless boots, the Gibson pants. They're all black. The all black embossed leather gun belt. The double-breasted vest there, and I think the black double-breasted vest you can only get if you have the Game of the Year edition, like if you paid extra for that or whatever the heck it was. Which across three dang platforms they got that out of me. Because I love this game so much. But, and I'm only a little embarrassed to admit that, but because it was expensive doing that, but it was well worth it, because just for Sleeper alone, really, because he's also from that too, from the Game of the Year edition, the Black Thoroughbred. I had a black standard bred horse for a while, and I was like, nah, dude, I'm just gonna pay the little like extra it was for me to upgrade to the kit, because that's the thing too, is like once you've bought the regular version of the game, yeah, definitely no shame, dude, no shame. But once you buy the regular version, you can upgrade for like whatever it is, the difference between like paying what you paid full price and what you did. It's a good game, just sucks they can't make it cross-platform. Yeah, it also sucked as someone who wanted to keep playing it, but wanted to, because that's the thing, is I wanted to play this game so badly on the PC, because like I played it on console for 2 years, and I was like, I know the PC, like the game's graphics on the PC would look so much more like crazy intense and like immersive, and the draw for me was just enough to do it for the third time. And again, like I said, I had to for Sleeper, man. I had to. So really, the only two pieces of the outfit that are difficult for someone who doesn't have it is the boots and the vest. And the gloves, they come from the old Halloween pass, and I can show you guys too. That way it'll be here for the people that want to come back later, like people that didn't catch the stream or whatever, but they still wanted to learn how to dress like it. Not that it matters, because it's an old Halloween pass. The gloves came from here. The last Halloween pass that they did, the Halloween Pass 2. So, just, if you want them, just kind of be on the lookout for when they release this stuff, like periodically throughout the coming months and stuff like that, because they have been doing that, like putting in old pass content like this, which I wish I could wear with a hat, but they won't let me. I'd have to mod it. But this would also be kind of more or less, because that was kind of going to be another segue that I wanted to talk about, which is perfect, was the Call of Duty franchise did actually come up with an old western version of the character Ghost, which I think I shared like a short a while ago, where I kind of compared this outfit with what his looks like. But their old western version, he didn't have like a skull bandana. He had like a metal skull like plate, and it was more or less the top half of his face that was done in the skull, like had the skull mask on it, not like the bottom half like this one with the balaclava.
I don't know where they're all coming from.
But his outfit was like so very similar and a little bit more simplistic like than this, because like I said, he just had solid black gloves and it was Activision that commissioned it for modern, like right around Modern Warfare 3 they commissioned it, and it was Activision had commissioned the art, and I can't remember the artist's name. I think it was like Mike something, but I don't want to say the wrong name, so I won't say it. But they commissioned the art, and then I think they did put the outfit into a game or two. I can't remember which games, but and someone who was like a huge fan would probably be able to tell in either in the comments after this live goes to the like library or catalog on my channel or whatever, but or if anybody in chat knows now, like feel free to say, but yeah, they came up with this very similar outfit again because this duster coat was like a kind of common thing to wear in the 1800s. Like I think very much so in the early 1800s, this coat was more a thing because this like sort of added extra layer on top would give you protection from the sun, it'd give you protection from rain, it'd give you a little bit of extra protection from snow and stuff like that too. And some of the lore friendly reasons that I kind of wear it like this way too is that the whole bounty hunting assassin business gets really messy, so you need to have as much kind of protection on as possible when you're doing that kind of stuff. Obviously, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, because anybody who's played Red Dead Redemption 2 and gone through the story, you know why, man. These bloodborne pathogens are no joke, and things that can be shared by bodily fluids like spit is not a joke. Spit and blood, and it's mostly tuberculosis is spread through blood contact, and that's how, without spoiling too much, that's how, because it's not what he dies of, but
If it ain't my favorite moonshiner.
it plays a part in it, but it's definitely how Arthur from the story ends up contracting it, is because he gets some blood from somebody that has it on his face. And again, so that's why the mask, that's why the big coat with as much protection as possible, the gloves, all that stuff, as like an assassin and a bounty hunter who's messing with people who are out on the road, who don't have regular hygiene habits, who, you know what I mean, who don't live necessarily the healthiest of lifestyles, even for the time period. Because you could have been a well-traveled, like, ahead of your time, intelligent person back then too. Just like people nowadays can be well-traveled, ahead of their time type people. They're just kind of aware, I guess, is more or less how you describe them. I don't know how much intelligence has to do with that part of it, but yeah. Sometimes wonder if it's just being aware. But yeah, this is such a good game, Rachel, for so many reasons too, because again, like I said, even down to the outfit pieces, like how they make noise, how they match up and stuff like that. So anyway, those are the main, like, three sort of iconic, I guess, like Ghosts of 1898 looks, right? It's that that duster, the original duster, and then this outfit, but a little bit more worn out than the clean all black version, and then this one with the skeletal gloves and the skull mask. And when I saw the art that Activision had commissioned for the character, and he looked like this, I was like, wow, man, that is crazy. The like similarities of that, and it looks so cool. And of course, like I said, he had kind of like a metal or like a bone carved mask, I don't know, on the top half of his face and not the bottom half, with the like, 'cause the balaclava or the trim bandana rather has like the bottom half of the skull, right? But if you go and look up old Western ghost or ghosts from the Old West or whatever, if it's, you know what I mean, like Ghosts from Call of Duty, Old West, like they did commission art, and it looks very similar to this look right here. So, and again, the only thing that would be kind of difficult to emulate is the boots. But that being said, the version that they have looks a little different too. Like the coat that he wears is clearly like a fabric coat. It's not a leather coat like what I'm wearing. I just do the leather because you can do it all black. But that being said, there is a version of the leather duster that is cloth, and you can get kind of close to what Activision's outfit looked like, and I'll kind of put that together really quick too, so you guys can just see that, because this is the fourth like kind of iconic Ghost of 1898 outfit. I'll do the fifth one, and then I'll show you some of the other ones. Actually, I can kind of show you two before I move on to the Activision one. I'll show you the. See, because the other thing is like when you're wearing this, I'll bring it up. You can't really see it, but when you're wearing this down south and you look at your heart gauge down there, it'll show like a hot, blinking red sun over your heart gauge, and that's because this jacket is too hot to wear like down there, and it'll like affect your ability to like regain health and I think stamina as well, like if you're just wearing this. And I used to just say screw it, but then like I also got to thinking like how hot I even get in real life being a northerner down in the south, and how much I hate it. And the immersive part of me, or the like person that or the part of me that really enjoys the immersion of this game and all of the stuff, I'm like, man, he would be sweating balls, dude, like, and that would suck so bad. So I was like, I gotta give him an outfit that works in the heat. And so the only one that kind of works in the heat is this one. This one's suitable for hot temperatures. And there's kind of two notable differences is just the vest and the jacket. And the vest doesn't make the difference, the jacket really does. I could still be wearing the jacket. I just chose this vest because this vest kind of tucks in my ponytail behind it, and it's not that like I want to have it tucked in, but again, for like the assassin purposes, you don't want all your stuff kind of like sticking out, because then people can just kind of mess with you if you're being an assassin. You like grab your hair and yank it or whatever, because people don't fight fair, man. They're losers. No one, when an actual fight happens, they don't fight fair. And I kind of don't blame them at the same time for being that way, but because people are crazy. But anyway, yeah, so this jacket, this one's just the Marshall one, and they've given this jacket out free a bunch of times, and it's also not super expensive, and you can find this jacket and the other one in the catalog, and I'll show you guys real quick before we switch over to that other, coats dummy, to that other one. And of course too, like I was saying earlier, like there's all kinds of variations you can do with this. Get different coats, kind of look cool with it. And I own all of them. But so this is where the leather duster is in the catalog. It's right here, and I don't know. You have to forgive me. It's been forever. since I've known what any of the level requirements were and had to skip the level requirements by paying gold for it or whatever. But it's right here. It's $146. It sometimes goes on sale like this stuff too. So I mean, like the other coats that you see that have that little like sale thing on it. Some of them do, some of them don't. And then the Marshall coat is, where is it? Right at the end here. Marshall coat is shotgun, leather jacket, right here. It's $149. Also goes on sale sometimes too, though. So, show puppy. But so yeah, if you want to wear like the whole thing that fits, this is the one, and it goes with. Like you can wear this in the heat. You won't be sweating bullets, and it won't affect your stamina or your health. It's not just an immersion thing. Because that big, heavy other one definitely affects your stamina and all that stuff. So, that being said, to circle back to the other one, let me put that one outfit on so I can do it a little bit easier. This one, no, this one. And these outfits too are just kind of like broken down versions of the same outfit. Like it's just like, I don't know what that one outfit looks like without the coat and the vest. There it is with the vest. There's like this one I kind of made recently, and I'm not 100% satisfied with the pants. I might just go back to these pants. But for the sake of showing you guys, I'll also show you the vest. So yeah, it's called a double-breasted lapelled vest, and it's got a huge, like, wide-cut lapel on it. And it's double-breasted because it's got the 2 rows of buttons on it. And the all-black one, like I said, I don't think you can get all-black unless you have the Game of the Year edition. But there's other colors you can get. They don't obviously look as cool, like, but if you're going for a different look or a different color, you know what I mean? You could definitely do it. Like you could do a light colored, entirely light colored, like ghost outfit like that. But again, for the sake of showing you guys, the one that I think is as close to the Activision art that commissioned for that one, which is kind of like the sort of like 5th more iconic outfit that you've probably seen me in like shorts and some of the longer like ASMR streams where you guys are just chilling with me or whatever, or with the gang recently. This last year or so. Gonna go back to this one because it's got the dark stuff on it. All right, so it's basically that too, like I said, but there's a cloth version of that leather duster. It's like a sort of fabric texture to it instead of the leather texture. Where is it? Oh my god. Am I blind? Yeah, I am. I went past it a whole bunch of times. Why didn't you tell me? Just kidding. So yeah, there's the leather duster. I have all the different colors of it too, because I have made a bunch of different like mix and matched kind of like versions of the outfit. My favorite other color to wear is this one. I like this kind of like bison leather, like bison blood colored leather one too. It looks nice like that. I like that one. I've done a couple different outfits with that one. I'm not gonna like put together every single outfit I've ever done, but hard to recall all of them. And I've got a couple different versions of this coat too that you can make with, although the ones with the fur on it, this will get you in trouble in the South. It'll start getting too hot with the little fur-lined versions of this. So go with just those if you want that jacket, if you're gonna go with that. There's also this too, but I don't know, this one's kinda big and goofy looking. And it looks like that on anybody I've ever seen wear it, but this one's a cool looking jacket too, fits alright. There's also this one I've seen other dudes wearing it online, which is a very similar style. It's got that sort of like cloak or cowl at the top of it, and then it's a duster underneath. But here's and it's called the Dunway coat. Is the hey Smurf, what's going on, man? But yeah, the Dunaway coat, and like I said, I'm gonna try to show you guys I got a couple different versions of it too, just because I like playing with the colors of it sometimes. But like, I don't even really like that color. I don't like that color very much, and I don't like that color very much. They're kind of like not very period accurate for my like dumb, like goofy nerd head. Yeah, it's like too bright. Like I don't know. I can't imagine that like a blue dye would have been. I mean, yeah, like that, but it would have been a little bit darker. I don't know. Just looks out of place. The same with that green and even that red. Like I don't know. Just kind of looks a little bit out of place. But anyway, the ones that look okay, I think, are this one, and it's kind of the closest to that one that he wears. The art that's commissioned by Activision. So then what I do for this one is the trim or the gathered bandana. And again, anybody can buy the gathered bandana. You don't have to wait for the like Halloween pass thing to like come back into the picture for that. And I mean, that's almost kind of really it, but if you look kind of closely on the art that's commissioned by him, and I'll share a picture of it again tonight in the Discord. I know I probably have like a long time, like way back in the way back, but I'll share another one of the original version that Activision did, and then I'll share like my modified version of it that I use for the profile picture, because I've got it as the profile picture for the channel, but I modified it to be a little bit more like Ghost with the gloves and all that stuff. Because I mean, how can you not with all that iconic look, man? Let's do the cartilage gloves, but they went with for I should just do what they went with, right? This one? Yeah, this one. He had the black gloves. And he actually even had, like, I think, it looked like they were going with, like Oakley gloves, like modern Oakley gloves. Because he wasn't carrying, like, old school revolvers in the art either. He had, like a I don't know, like a brand new revolver, and he had like a shotgun with like the little like pouch on the butt that like holds extra rounds and stuff too, like in the art. And like I said, I'll share a picture of it in the Discord. I can actually do that right now if you guys want to see it. Let me do that while we're looking here. I'll put it in the art spot. So I had to, in order to make the thumbnail tonight, I was just looking through it all, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's the original. I still have it somewhere on my phone. I'm just gonna go way back through all this stuff I have on my phone. Like Red Dead clips, thumbnail, concepts, PNGs, logos, logo concepts. I have so much stuff on my dang phone. stuff from work. Okay, here it is. I think this is the original one. Yeah. That's the OG art commissioned by Activision around the time Modern Warfare 3 came out. Sorry, I'm like wording that out while I'm typing it. But and so you can see too in that art, right, like his belt and his boots kind of match leather, and he doesn't like he's got like definitely a cloth like fabric coat on, and he's got like a shirt with a collar, and he's got like one of those cool like old western ties with like the little, you know, metal medallion type thing, and I think that's like a scorpion in there or something. If you zoom in, yeah, it's a little scorpion thing, which is one of the reasons too why like on my revolvers I put on my Navy revolvers I have the scorpions carved into them, because it's just a little throwback to the art. And I think in that one, yeah, you can zoom in and see it doesn't have the artist name on it. It's just the property of Activision stuff. So, and then let's see if I can find the modified version that I did, because that one's their original one, and they chose not to go with like the skull gloves, and it's like, why not, man? You guys had him have the skull gloves from like the original, and he didn't have even that cool of a mask. Like the original, you know, Simon Ghost Riley character had like a balaclava very similar to the one that I'm wearing right now in my Red Dead character. Timing. But they didn't choose to do that in that piece that I just shared with you guys. Like, why would you not give them the skeletal gloves in that? Why wouldn't you do that? Oh God, to go way back in this. I'll try and find this art. And then there's the original, like, modified version that I did. And it was kind of suited to, like, that all black look that I do. That was that one. I gave him the gloves, and then I just did a little touch of, you know, a little touch of the blood on the coat, kind of, again, like, sort of throw back to my character. But, and then I I did modify the pistols a little bit, but I left the shotgun on his back alone. And if you zoom into the art, you can see on his shotgun he's got that rail. Yum, baklava. Dude, why'd you bring that up? That stuff is so good. There used to be this Lebanese place that I would get baklava, and I know exactly why you brought it up. You don't need to explain yourself. Baklava is so dang good. But I used to go to this like Lebanese restaurant that, oh my God, they made it so good. So good. It was like smothered in honey. Oh my God, I want some right now. Screw you, Papa. Why'd you do that? It's so good. It is by far one of my favorite. It has to be one of my favorite, like, sort of good for you desserts. Besides the fact that it's like smothered in honey, because it's really just like super fibrous. It's almost like a giant mini wheat just smothered in honey. Like, it is so good. And I know I don't mean to compare it to mini wheats. It's not. It's way better than mini wheats, but it's similar in the texture, and you know that just from eating it. You know. but it's way better. Had a Greek family restaurant near where I lived. Gyros and dolma. Oh yeah, and baklava. Yeah, Mediterranean food, dude, has this like very specific, like good, really, really good, and good for you, like taste to it. Like, and it is actually like usually really good for you. Like when I was in Barcelona and then I went to Ibiza, the food is like, I know everybody's like, oh, the clubs and the parties and blah 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 in Ibiza. Like, no, dude, the food is like, it is literally like heaven, like a little slice of heaven on earth right there in Ibiza. Like, my God, I'd go back there just for the food. I'm sure you could probably find a place there too that made some baklava, because it's all Mediterranean-based culture. You know what I mean? They all Lebanon, Greece, all that, Ibiza, all that good stuff, or Ibiza if you want to put the accent on it, like some of them do. But yeah, but you can see though in that art that they've got boots, and I guess I'm just gonna pop those boots on real quick. I gotta remember the name of them because right now I got the pants over the boots, so I won't be able to see the. Okay, so it's the Rutherford boots, and it's the tan ones because he's got tan boots. And they don't necessarily have one. They kind of have ones that are like the shape of his boots in that art, but like, I don't know. The pointy toes just don't. They don't look good in Red Dead, like the all point, because I believe his are completely pointed toed boots, whereas the ones that I typically wear have that squared off toe, as you can clearly see with the plate on the front there. But the Rutherford ones are the ones that I think, just kind of for the sake of trying to like look and emulate that original art that Activision did with him in it, and also because it's got these like, these boots are kind of cool. They got this little like silver plate at the top of the boot, and then you do for the weapon equipment, you go to the, because again he's got like this rawhide looking belt, and his buckle looks a little bit cooler than the one that I ended up going with for the Red Dead outfit, but I don't know, you can't find any that kind of like are completely silver and like match that oval shape, you know, old western belt buckle or whatever. And then go the offhand. We'll also go to the gunslinger. Which one did I do for this one? Oh no, see what I like to do for this one. This is my own little embellishment, is the Explorer one, because it's got rawhide over black leather. I think it just looks cool, and it just kind of matches like the lining of the coat. Offhand. And I still think that the female version of this coat looks better, like of this one and the leather one, because it's the same coat model. The Dunaway is just like the cloth or like, you know, fabric texture version of it. And then for the bandolier too, because he doesn't have a bandolier in the art from the Discord, but I don't know. I like to do it because what I was saying earlier, and it doesn't matter which version of the male version of this coat you have on, like without the bandolier, like that right part kind of clips through sometimes when you're walking around. So having the bandolier kind of covered up is cool, and I don't know, just matches. And so then, that was like the kind of closest thing I could ever kind of get to doing his outfit from the art that they kind of commissioned for him. So that's like, I think 6 total outfits that we did so far. Yeah. And those are all like the main. There's wolves chasing a dude in the background. I love it. It's almost like you guys are hanging out live with me in the yard. Except they're not chasing each other. They're chasing some dude on a horse. But yeah. I don't know. This one's fun to wear too. This one's cool. I like it, and it fits. It fits more, I think, when you have the Navy pistols or the Navy revolvers pistols, because these are also kind of more what his look like in game or in the art there. These are a little bit older though. Like a lot of newer ones have a similar looking rail to the ones that he has. And then the rail on the shotgun that he has in the art is the same rail as this one. And I know it has a name, I just can't think of it. I can never think of the name. It's like the rails that like modern assault rifles have on them too. I don't know. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this so that we could look at it a little bit closer. Nope. It's not super important what the name of it is, but yeah, it's got that like that rail to it. Super cool, super cool. So yeah, I don't know. But like I was saying, the female version of the coat that if any of you guys were hanging out in stream last night saw, like, while Demo was impersonating me, basically, that the coat, I think, looks way cooler. Like, they did a better job. I like the leather version of it better, so that's why I always end up wearing that outfit most of the time. And I also just like the darker kind of all-black version of it. So it's pretty much, like I said, it's pretty much the same outfit. This is just a little bit more sleek and kind of assassin-y built into the old Western times. And the other ones too, like I said, they're just more like period accurate old Western assassins, you know what I mean? And it's funny because a lot of the times I would think of it in terms of like Assassin's Creed, like when you first start, you got all this kind of like crappy, like worn out stuff. Then you become an assassin, you got this cool look, right? And then you get your master assassin outfit. Right? So yeah, that's kind of the evolution of the main three, and then I showed you guys some of the like where it came from, and the inspiration where it came from, and then like I said, some of the other stuff you can do to emulate similar looks is just stuff like that, like, you know what I mean, coats, long coats, either with that little split in the back, or coats that have like cool collars. And that's the other thing too to pay attention to when you're like making outfits that you want to look like period accurate, or you want them to look like something that someone of that time would wear, like even if it's like a crazy assassin with like all these like skeletal gloves on and stuff like that too, like is just like the, and I guess it's more like the artistic aspect of it too, and which I really was like, as after you and Demo had tied me up last night, Rachel, and started bringing me down to Van Horn to turn me in, like I was just wearing this outfit, which is like a, you know, it's like a version of the Ghost outfit. Like it's just sort of like a civilian kind of looking version, I guess, you know? That's what I would call it. I'll go with these pants though. Yeah. But I was wearing this without my hat on, and it was interesting. Like I don't know if I told you or if I told Papa. I think I told Papa earlier in the other stream that he was chilling with me, and but when you guys brought me into Van Horn and then like took me off the horse and dropped me on the ground, the cinematic camera did one of those like you know, it's like this angle, and then it changed, and the angle it changed to was like kind of on the ground, looking at me, looking up at Demo, like silhouetted against the river, and like when I saw the silhouette, I was like, oh yeah, that is a really terrifying looking like shape to see silhouetted against the like the bright sky or whatever. It was I get it. I get why it works in movies and stuff like that too, with the old Western coats. And I mean, I'd also seen Django as well, so I got it before that. And other old Western movies where dudes are wearing that type of coat, I always thought it was a cool looking coat, because I know the other main character, the dentist, that is actually a bounty hunter. in Django, like, he wears a coat that's very similar to that, with the cloaked like cowl thing over the top of it. But yeah, it was interesting to see, to like be on the other end of that like imposing figure kind of standing over you after like having chucked you on the ground while you're tied up in ropes. So, but yeah, like I was saying, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with the outfit. You can mix and match the colors. You can kind of like, if you're trying to go for something that's not so like super big and flashy, just dial back on like all this super big and flashy stuff, or mix and match it with it, you know what I mean, and figure out the different ways you can do it. Like, there's all kinds of different cool outfits you can make. And I guess another real kind of quick tip is, like, as goofy as some of the roll outfits look, you can mess with them. Like, you can kind of fix them, I guess, and you don't have to wear the hat that they come with. Like, I've even made a ghost outfit that's like him on his day off, that's like this, where it's just like, you go here and go to the hat, and that's wearing outfits, hats, and just like, you know, put that on and walk around like that. And it's all kind of based off of similar stuff. I wish Posse uniforms the leader can choose were customizable. I hate the Pinkerton Revenue suit. Yeah. Ah, and suits, yeah, that reminds me too. Before we do, I'll do like one more, the last sort of like, I guess, like iconic, semi-iconic, it's only something I started dressing with like sort of recently. It's the fancy kind of ghost outfit. But you can mess with the trader roll, or the roll outfits. Like, you can change the upper and the lower half of them. Like, I go here and I go to, you can go to upper garments, and if you're wearing like a specific roll, it won't highlight the other ones. So you'll be able to tell, but I could change like just the upper half and keep the pants and go between the three different ones, or I could go with the lower garments and just change, like, stay in this one but change the color to like all black if I wanted to, you know what I mean, like that. Yeah, you can there's options like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I kind of like the idea, though, Papa, of like having you guys be able to just choose whatever you want. Like, it was kind of funny. Like, I almost wanted to see everybody dressed up in my outfit last night, but then like when Demo got into it, I was like, well, now you gotta stay like that, and I'm gonna have to try to do yours. Like, all outfits, add pants, shirts, etc. to your wardrobe. to mix and match? Yes, they do. That's one of the reasons why if you go into the outfits, I bought, which is too, I like messing with this outfit a lot, like, and doing your own version of your own gun belts, your own rings, your own gloves, and your own hat too, obviously. But I like this one a lot because I like the way the poncho fits. And even buying this, I now have that black day shoot scarf that Arthur wears. And you have John's hat. I have the Cleland gloves from this outfit, which are just like worn out black leather range gloves, which is cool because like if I want to go with like a worn out all black look, I can do that now, whereas before I couldn't because I just had the range gloves, and I don't think the range gloves have a version that you can buy that are like worn out and black, like those, like the Cleland gloves that come from this outfit. The Cleland, that's John's outfit. But yeah, this jacket was cool. That's why I bought it. I really don't care too much. I also like the puffy tie from this outfit, and I think the shirt, the French dress shirt that comes with this outfit too. I like it. I like this outfit, but oh, that's right. This is where you guys can get the black double-breasted vest without the Game of the Year. So it's not from the Game of the Year edition. I'm so sorry I said that earlier. It's from this outfit, the Mercer. So you can get that. You can get that vest. But it adds, yeah, you can mix and match the outfits. I thought you couldn't. You can't, like, okay, to specify what Papa and I are talking about, Rachel, you can't necessarily mix and match the outfits. When you go to your role outfits, you can pick, like, from your bounty outfits, right? Like, and this goes for each one of the roles individually, but not across the roles. I could pick, like, and again, we'll just do this one so it's easy for you to see. Like, if I do that as an outfit, and then I want to change the bottom of my pants to look a little bit, like, different, I could pick the fancier pants from that set of, like, trader outfits, or I could just stay within this and change the color based on the 3 outfits that I own. Or the other thing that Papa's talking about is when you buy those, like, quote-unquote special outfits, like the ones from the catalog, like this, or like this. This is where I got the pants from for the main, like, all leather black, like, ghost outfit. I don't know. I can't remember what I got out of it. I think I just liked the vest from this because I don't like the way that the coat sits on your gun belt from this outfit. This is where I got the gloves, though, that I used for making Demo's outfit last night. I just realized because I was looking at it. So you can use pieces from these outfits, Rachel, but the outfits that are, like, kind of based on the gang from Madame Nazar, these outfits, like this one, and this one, you can't necessarily use, or can you? Can you use pieces? Like, I don't know. No, because they don't have Arthur's shirt for me to use. Or do they? I can't remember. There's, like, certain pieces from these that you can and can't use, because I know I can't go grab his poncho, even though I would love to just take that poncho from this outfit and put it to, like, at least 3 or 4 different outfits I could think of that are different than this one, that it would look really badass with, but you can't. Like, this poncho is just strictly for this outfit, and I don't think any of the pieces from this outfit you can take and use in other stuff. It's not the case with these outfits, though. These outfits you can take pieces from, like that jacket. I could wear just that vest. I could wear just the thing. But it adds, what Papa's saying, is these ones add all the individual pieces of the outfits to your wardrobe. Like, I have that jacket in that color. It'll add that vest. If you buy the Mercer thing, so if you guys wanted, like, a fancy double-breasted black version, or black, yeah, version of that vest, because I think you can only buy like a red, like all these weird colors of that, versions of that vest, but yeah. But yeah. So you can kind of mix and match some of the pieces that come from these outfits. The other boots that kind of, I think, get close to that art are the ones that I was just seeing on that outfit. No, I can't because I'm wearing this one. And whenever I put on Javier's outfit, I like to wear the stalker hat with it, and then I do go to my rings, either do the turquoise one or the I like turquoise or obsidian or whatever. And then I do like gloves over the top of it. Like either those or riding gloves. Or when I try to do a gun belt that matches with that bandolier. So yeah. Oops, I didn't put them on. But I really like the way that this poncho fits. My puppy. And I wish that they would have like finished the damn game, because they didn't finish. Red Dead is not a finished game, despite them having put it out as a finished game and a finished product and had us all pay more than full price for it. It's not a finished product. There's so much so much content is like cut from this game, and like the Red Dead Online story isn't even complete. Like, I know we've talked about it a bunch of times, but there's so much stuff that they cut too from adding into the game that they definitely had plans to, because it's in the code of the game. It just needed to be released, but yeah. And you can definitely hear those spurs too. Listen to them things. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear those ones jingling, man. So Rachel and Papa, well, I still got you guys here. You guys looking to do any riding or anything tonight? Because if so, I'll take a small break and then come back, and we'll do some riding. Yes. Hell yeah. Cool. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream, and I hope like I gave you a bunch of ideas and something to go off of and work with, or something to copy if you wanted to do right away. And if anybody does make outfits that look just like that, and you got your ideas from me or whatever, and if you've got like a channel or stuff like that, this is just, this is for people watching right now, people who are watching in the future. Like, if you guys do that, tag me, because I want to see like your versions. And if you're not, like, join the Discord so that you can send me pictures of your stuff. And if you don't have a channel, like, send me pictures in the Discord, or like screenshots in the Discord, so I can share your pictures on the Discords and on the channel rather. But this was great. Learned a lot. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. I'm glad you did. It's a lot, man. Like it's really in depth, between like the switching, cuz even I know a while ago Smurf was saying something, and I'm like, yeah, if you go to your hats and you're in your hats, you're like in your own hats. I can't remember the heck it was. Where was it? It was something where okay, so it's outfits, right? If you keep tabbing over like that, you got custom, you got owned, and then custom. But if you tab over one more, it shows you what you have saved on your horse. Outfit 3. Outfit 6. I want to make make 6 outfit 3 so that I can fix it. Okay. But yeah, there's all kinds of. I'll be in game soon. All right, yeah, man, definitely. I'm just gonna kind of fix up the order of my outfits here, and I'll leave a bunch of these last 3 blank so I can mess with them later. But just want to make this one. And this is maybe a trick that you can learn too, like if you wanna, cause it's such a pain in the ass trying to like save outfits. If you wanna move, say, an outfit up to a different slot, right? Like it's such a pain in the butt. Basically, what you can do is just go to do something like as simple as like the gloves, right? Like just take the gloves off, go back up to your outfit slot. Right, and then save it. Now it's there. We'll get rid of this one in 3, but I want the gloves to be a part of the outfit, right? I want them to be able to put them on and take them off. So go down to gloves and we'll put them back on. We did the range gloves like that. And then you just go back up to your outfits. Delete number 3 and put it there. Okay. So yeah. Demo. Morning. Gonna have to rewatch. Yeah, you'll have to go back, man, and check it out if you want to see all the breakdown of it. I guess it's not a bad idea too to summarize at the end of the video, I guess, right? For anybody that does go back and watch it in the future. The people that were like in the comments section like, give me an outfit tutorial, and they find this. I kind of started with like the original concept. It was just like Bandito, like rough looking Bandito pants, those half chaps with like the little leather straps around it. Rough looking like roper boots, a lancer vest, a duster, and then the bandanas. and then I kind of like went through each one of the different like evolutions, I guess, of it, and kind of talked a little bit about like why, why I did that and like how I went about it and all that stuff. But yeah, even nerded out on some of the lore reasons why I wear what I wear the way that I have done with you guys, though, out on the trail. Like, talking about like wearing the gloves and wearing the mask and all that stuff, being goofy, but mourning is a state of mind. It is. That's very true. I hate any autosave function. It's confusing to me. Like simple. I like simple and straightforward. Well, the autosave function for the outfit thing is such a pain in the butt because like, so even once you like say you had once all your 10 outfits set and you wanted to put your 7 that you get with your upgraded collector saddlebags, right? You really only got 6. You really only got 6 outfit slots with that, because the moment you put, like, with this outfit, I don't have the bandana on, right? But, like, a couple of the other outfits that are on my horse have access to the bandana. So the minute I pop this bandana on, it becomes either a part of the and this is the thing I hate about it, Papa, because I don't get it. It either becomes permanently a part of the outfit when you do that, like me putting that on, or it makes it a custom outfit, which takes up a spot and automatically deletes. If you had 7 outfits on your horse, it deletes one of them to give you a spot for that quote-unquote custom outfit that you just created, quote-unquote created, by putting your friggin' bandana on. And I don't know if it's like, if I were to like pull it down, does that make it permanently part of the outfit now? Because like now, and you saw it, you just watched it on screen, but now if I go back to my wardrobe, and it's probably gonna make me a liar here, right? But we go to 3. No, see, look, it's a part of the permanent. It's permanently a part of the outfit. So like, if I were out on the trail and I wanted to switch back to the outfit without any bandana on, I couldn't. Like, it would just always be there, either up or down. And that's the part that annoys the crap out of me about it, because it's like, what decides that it becomes permanently part of the outfit, or that it just deletes a spot and makes a custom outfit that I have to get rid of when I go back to camp and mess with my outfits again? Like, how and why do you do what you do? Why? Because now the only way to get rid of it is to go back into my wardrobe, take it off, and it goes back. So now when I go back into my wardrobe and we go down to that outfit, it's still there. And you actually have to delete it off and put it back that way. Like, it's kind of annoying, but it's the way it is. I don't know why it's like that. That's the part that I hate about it. That thing that you and I have always talked about as far as the saving of outfits goes to your horse. But so we got 1. I gotta be up on the horse or something. Come on, man. Gotta. I know, right? It's just as easy to manually raise and lower the bandana to change the horses from your outfit. Horse. Yeah, dude. Well, it's just annoying that it does that. Like, it shouldn't make the bandana a permanent part of that outfit like that. I should be able to like swap back to that outfit after putting the bandana up or down and have it be without the bandana. Like, it should permanently have it saved as this, like with no bandana. The minute I go to put one on though, which for now, for whatever reason, it's not letting me, which is another thing. Is like, how do you decide which outfit thinks that it has that bandana as a part of it? Like, is it because the last outfit I was wearing had that bandana as a part of it? And which bandana will I put up with this outfit on now? Will it be the one that I was just wearing, the all black one, or will it show me the skull one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does your crap work, dude? Fix it, and they won't. They won't fix it because it's not broken in their eyes. I paid full price for the game multiple times, so they're not gonna fix that. Oh, and I guess too, I was also talking about how terrifying it was to see you in like the ghost outfit last night. I was just like, oh my god, when you guys dropped me off at Van Horn there, demo, is terrifying. You don't have to be moving slow to change it. Yes, it is. Yeah, you don't even have to stop your horse. We're moving slow. Yes, it is. It is super annoying. Because sometimes, yeah, you'll even do it by accident. You're not even trying to. You're not even trying to put the bandana on. But I would also like the ability to, like, put the bandana on whatever you're wearing, as long as it's in your saddlebag or on your person or whatever, you know what I mean? And take it off, like, at will, like, or at least when I go back to that outfit, not have the bandana now permanently be a part of that outfit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking for him tying it to his head animation, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking for Rome to be built in a day or anything. God, I'm glad you could experience it. I mean, that silhouette is terrifying, though. I mean, just look at it. It's like, I could only imagine being somebody, like, for real back then in that time period, too, you know what I mean? Like, not... having the frame of reference to, like, someone that looks like that. And then to actually have someone that looks like that coming at you for once. Oh my god. It was also a little funny too, because like I said last night, like I've never been on the receiving end of that, really. Besides like just goofing with you guys, you know? Throwing the lasso. Like that whole entire experience. That's why we send you in first. Inquisitor, an executioner. Yeah. It's very much like that. That like cloaked, and I was trying. Like I said, as somebody who, I'm not afraid of doing the research work. I've never been able to find out what they call that, other than like it's a Western duster. And I'm like, come on, really? There's not a specific name for that other than like, and what I was even calling it was like a cowl or like a, you know, a cloak, either a cloak or a cowl type thing. And it almost is reminiscent of like a medieval hood that you'd wear, you know what I mean? Minus the hood part, which is funny too, because you guys will remember the AI was even trying to give the character a hood like a couple times. Just because of the way that probably I was describing it, I was trying to get it to like give it that sort of cloak look. But there's even cloaks from the 1800s that have that kind of cloak across the top that gives it that like a mantle. Yes, a mantle is another word for it. Yeah, exactly. Yep. People don't find flowers and monocles aren't very scary. Not in the traditional sense, they don't. Yeah. And it's just in that sort of like traditional like Western sense, yeah, you wouldn't. But when the right director does it though, because I mean, it's like that one night that you, me, and Rachel got all dressed up in those outfits. I can't remember what I wore, but it matched sorta with you guys. Like that one. Oh, some people find them scary. Yeah. That one director that did Midsummer. There were pretty girls and flowers in that were scary as shit. I would not want to be. I would not ever want to be one of those sacrifices in that situation, dude. Hell no. Midsummer was a good movie too. It was a really good ass movie. The 1800s too. They were such a crazy time to really be alive. Like it was like the 80s of like all of history. I feel like it's like you got to like basically kind of like do whatever you want, like, and kind of get away with it if you really wanted to, and a lot of people did. I mean, and some people are even so successful at it that they're old money now. They call them old money now. But the Cornwalls of today, but the 1800s, like, and I'm just thinking of that movie, the Midsummer movie too, because even that sort of like modern sort of like Viking, you know, blood ritual, sacrificial type like thing brought into a modern like cult setting, which was like a really cool way to write all that stuff too. That was such like good writing. That was such a good movie. I don't know if anybody in chat's ever seen that Midsummer. It's a little bit of a messed up movie. If you're younger, don't just go watching that movie. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a PG-13 movie. It's a really bad movie. Don't go watch it. It might mess you up if you're young too. Like it really might, because it's just it's so messed up. But it's but like in a good way. Like if you can like as an adult kind of understand it and have the like perspective on it, then yeah. But yeah, the silhouette of that coat, and the obviously when you add the little skull face, because the other in that Western, like when the character starts, see, like if you're walking kind of slow like this, the head's up. But the minute that you push like full on your joystick on the sticks, on the analog sticks or whatever, like the head goes all the way down and it kind of hides the eyes, and that's very like typical of most like Western movies. You know what I mean? They're shot sort of like that, so that like when the character starts walking, he starts slow, his head's up or whatever, and then he starts walking a little bit faster and his eyes go down. But having that mask where like the shadows sort of like obscure it a little bit, and you can only kind of make out the skull stuff, it definitely just makes it all more terrifying. Like the background was all white. Like if you guys go back and watch that stream from last night at all, it was like right towards the end where they brought me in, and to see, like I said, to see the ghost-like character kind of silhouetted against that like really bright light behind it, it was like, oh my god, like an angel of death. just poetic in the imagery of it, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it was cool. So anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break here, and we'll cut this stream. We'll start a new one. If you guys want to go for a little bit of a ride before I get too tired later tonight, but yeah, we'll hang out and do some bounties and maybe some more of the posse and fighting stuff. If it doesn't traumatize you too much, Papa. Because it was fun. It was fun, and I still really do want to like give you guys all the opportunity to like go against me, all three of you at once, which will probably just result in me getting killed repeatedly, but I think it'll be fun. No, see, Rachel, even just that one step right there just made me think of something else we were talking about before I cut this stream here too, man. Like, the type of stuff you have on will even, like, sound like the stuff that you're wearing. Like, because I've got this, like, leathered texture to it, you can kind of hear the leather when he, like, walks, moves, steps, like, turns a little bit. Like, you can hear the little bit of squeak kind of for it. Got to watch out for a demo. Like, yes, I know. Yes, I know. That I well aware. That's why I don't want to say too much because she might still be hanging out in chat. But like that's why I had to develop the strategy that I developed immediately when I started facing off while you were still stuck on the train. It's like I'm trying not to. I was just like trying to be a rabbit in a hole. It didn't stick his head out at all because I didn't know I get shot. We'll listen for it now too. Oh no, you're still here too. Shit. No, just kidding. But yeah. Oh, you're gonna listen for the. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the sound of the clothes. But yeah, you can kind of hear it, a little squeak. I'll be quiet and I'll try to get the character to just do like a 180, like in a standstill, so you can hear it. You can kind of hear it. I don't know if you could hear it in any of those little like 180s I was trying to do there, but you can kind of hear the little kind of like squeak of the leather. But if you're not wearing anything leather like this, like it won't squeak like that. It'll just make that kind of cloth noise, which is very similar to the even like the boot concept I was telling you about earlier, which is like again, it's another like insane level of detail that they really put into this. Like these hard boots with like the heels make a hard sound on the ground, like the other shoes that I was wearing earlier make that kind of quiet sound, which again, like all that stuff contributes to the like the little minor details contribute to the bigger picture of the outfit, to the like intent behind, you know, what you're doing while you're wearing the outfit. It's like, you know, again, it's like any of the assassins from back then wouldn't wear spurs, man, 'cause they're too loud. You'd hear them coming. First person might work better. Oh, for hearing the squeaks, it might. I know too. Like whenever I'm standing there, sometimes I can hear it when I like take out the revolvers. Just sucks when I'm like talking over it. You can't really hear it, but when you take out your revolvers to kind of clean them, you can hear the. And of course, it's windy out here too. But let me try get somewhere where there's not a bunch of grass. There you go. You could definitely hear that. I heard it. Saucy, inviting, thrilled. Sorry, Smurf. Yeah. You can also definitely hear it, like when you get up onto the horse. I'll point it out first so that you can listen for it, and then I'll shut the hell up so you can hear it when I go to get on. And I don't actually know. I'm thinking about it. I have a fur saddle, so I don't know. You might not hear too much squeaking. They, I don't know if you could hear that at all, but they definitely thought about almost damn near everything with this game, which is just, that's why too, I've been seeing a bunch of other videos crop up on YouTube where it's like, the art of doing nothing in Red Dead, because there's just, at any given time, dude, there's so much going on. It's kind of why I'm so glad that we've worked out this individual little private session that we can have for any one of us to like just come and chill and enjoy separately or together, like at any moment in time, like, 'cause you don't have to worry about like all the crazy stuff like bogging you down, messing with your laptop, messing with your computer, messing with your nothing like that. But so anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Guess I'm gonna take a small break, probably refresh the coffee a little bit, and I'll ride with you guys for a little bit if you guys are gonna hang out. I'm just gonna have to close out all this stuff. To be able to like reopen it and then reopen the Discord to be able to get in there with you guys so we can all hear each other. And when you guys also, while I got you guys here still too, when you guys went back and watched any parts of the stream, did you happen to notice the like your voices were a little bit like more clear, the volume was good? Because I'm trying to make sure too that the stream can hear you guys whenever we get together like that, or being goofy, and I got music going on too. That's why yesterday I jumped in the Discord with you guys so that I could like adjust all the volume levels now that Rachel got her headset, and we don't have to mess around with the in-game chat, which sounds so awful. Like, I never realized how bad it sounded. Anyway, I hope it sounded better for you guys. I hope you guys could like maybe hear it a little bit clearer than the other times. And I hope you guys enjoyed the outfit tutorial. And like I was saying earlier, if you guys make outfits and you have a channel, make sure you tag me in them somehow, because I want to be able to like see it, like at me in it or whatever, something you gotta do, because I want to see I want to see your guys' versions. If you guys are doing like mixing and matching and stuff like that too. I know the three of you guys that are here in chat, like you guys know we got the little art comms too, where you guys can share pictures of your outfits and stuff. You definitely should. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope you guys got like good ideas and got some good tips and tricks out of it, and and go out there and make your own ghosty old western assassin outfits. So, until next time, which will be very shortly, we'll take a break here and I will be right back. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe if you're not, join the Discord, check out the memberships if you haven't. Shout out to the members that were here in chat. We got Demo, we got Rachel. I think you guys were the 2 members that showed up. Yeah, you guys only ones that said anything so far. Well, the only ones that said anything. Shout out to the ones that didn't say anything that were chilling in chat. I see you guys. Becky, that was great. See you soon. Yeah. No problem, no problem. Like I said, I hope you guys got ideas and inspiration from some of it, and even if nothing, ideas for Halloween costumes. Like you were talking about. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys shortly. Peace. We'll be right back in a little bit. Peace out.